What's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the RF Deal Desk, live coming at you. Happy Friday. We are in the house. Already got some people here. Hope everybody's week is going great. My week had an beginning, very strong finish, which is awesome, which leads me to what I want to talk about. Don't ever worry about where you start. Worry about the finish. That's what you got to worry about. The finish. It's going to look like shit at the beginning. It's going to look all over the place. You're probably not going to see results for a long time. I said this earlier on one of my Instagram videos today, but I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to finish strong. What's up, Brightline Property Solutions? What's going on, brother? What's your name, brother? Brightline Property Solutions. 35. Please run this play. 3500 Northwest 14 Terrace, Miami. All right, 1 second, my man. Coming in hot. I love it. 1 second. Let me get my bam. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna exit this out. Let me move this. All right. 3500 Northwest 14th Terrace, Miami. Here we go. Oh, already looks bad. Great. 33125. Great market. Okay, cool. They tried to list this. This is flat fee listing. Cliff Glanson. They used to use them back in the day. 465 in 2025. Alma. Hey, Alma. Not brother. Clearly, sorry about that. So, very clear, recently delinquent, list pendants. Do you buy interest even though needs probate? Yes. All right. So, got a quick claim deed in 2009. You got a list pendants. Let's see. Well, Cash for Keys, Florida. Yeah, so I actually know these guys. These guys already have an LP on it. I used to coach them. So Jordy and Brandon, great dudes. So they have a list pendants on this house, which means that they probably had a contract with the seller. Then the seller decided to back out, and then they had to sue them to enforce the contract. But I will check it for you anyway, and I could actually just text them and see what's up. But 1 second. So I'm going to just look up. What was the name? Fanny Rep. It's stucco too, by the way. I think this is wood frame. I don't know if the last name is Rep. I'm going to assume it is. Fanny. Great. Boom. Search. Okay, that's maybe I had it backwards. Hold on. So guys, what I'm doing now is I'm looking up the list pendants, which is on file. You can see it here on our RF Deal Finder. It says there's a notice of list pendants. And then I went to go look. Oh, that's her name. Fanny Lagos. Got it. Cash for Keys is actually two guys I used to coach. Three guys. Now it's two guys. So I can almost guarantee you they got a contract on it. The seller wanted to back out. They sued her for it. So Fanny Lagos. So now I'm going to the civil case search, and I'm going to look at what the heck is going on with the, oh, there it is. All right, so they filed this last year. Here's your lawsuit. Yeah, specific performance, otherwise known as contract and indebtedness. This means that the seller signed with them, then decided to back out or not perform, etc. They unfortunately had to sue them. They probably used Geo. No, they used Jordan Wagner, which is another one of my attorneys. And here is the defendant. Let's look at the docket. Right, so suggestion of incapacity. Okay, so they're trying to say that the seller's incapacitated of some sort. Notice of hearing, motion for default. So they move through that. Let's just go look at the complaint, and I'll show you what I mean. You go over here. Comes now, Cash for Keys, sues Fanny Lagos. Specific performance lawsuit, blah, blah, blah. Yup, okay. And then it's going to tell you what happened. Defendant agreed to sell and plaintiff agreed to buy the property. Boom. There it is. Here's the address. Here's the folio. On August 5th, executed an as-is, where-is purchase sale agreement. Contract provided for the closing to take place. September 5th, 2025. Shortly after executing the contract, defendant verbally advised plaintiff's representatives that she would not be proceeding with the sale, ignoring communications from plaintiff. Defendant materially breached, which means, hey, they didn't close. So basically, these guys sued to enforce their contract. Good for them. I would have done the same exact thing. Funny enough, I ended up mentoring these guys, and they're great dudes. So, yeah, this is a dead deal for you, Alma. But good lead, because obviously they got it, and here's their contract, right? So they got it for $400K. This is back in the day with title warranty. They don't close there anymore. But so they got it for $400. This house has got to be worth more than that. Yeah, so they got a great deal here. $600,000-$700,000 at least. So they got good spread. Does that make sense, Alma? Great. Awesome. Perfect. Anybody else have an address that they want to run? Anybody else? Let's go, people. We're here to run some deals. Do you JV on deals in Illinois? Rarely, man. Rarely. I've yet to do it. I've tried to do a few in Illinois. Illinois is kind of a pain in the butt. No offense. So, yeah, probably not unless it was absolutely worthwhile for the deal. Anybody have another address or another play they want to run? If not, this one's going to be a little bit of a short one. Actually, I have something. Hold on. Let me see my other. Hold up. No, that's not it. Let me see. I got a bunch of stuff open over here. So this is a crazy one too, and I just want to kind of review this one. So an RF Pro member of mine we ran this play earlier on our 3:30 call, which I have with the high level mastermind that I run. This deal is in Miami, 60 Northeast 213th Street. So this deal was going to tax auction, okay? I'm going to just show you over here. This is the property appraiser site. This deal was going to tax auction, right? There's 3 years of unpaid taxes. And all of a sudden, he's looking at this deal. He's talking to the sellers, etc. All of a sudden, today, as a matter of fact, boom, the taxes were paid off. And he's like, man, why, how did the taxes get paid off? You know, was it the seller? And I'm like, look, there's really only two reasons why the taxes get paid off and the auction gets stopped. One is if the seller or the heirs pay the taxes, highly unlikely because they're usually broke. Two is if there's another investor on the other side, he has a very, very good interest or already bought the deed or something to the property and wants to guarantee that it doesn't go to auction, so they're going to pay for it. And that's exactly what happened. So the gentleman who paid actually ended up being an attorney right here. His name is Vince Brown, if I remember correctly. And you can see here, Vincent T. Brown. He's actually an attorney, and he was the buyer. He sued her, very similar to Cash for Keys right now, right, for specific performance. And then he paid the taxes for $43,000. So this guy's not going anywhere. That's why the taxes got paid. He's been suing her since 2013. He's going to end up getting the house. He has it under contract for, see here, for payment of real estate taxes to preserve real property. This is his motion. So he's not going anywhere. He has a contract for $280. So there's so much information you can find online, and it's all available there. But now I was able to quickly tell this guy, hey, this is a dead lead. Keep it moving, right? All right, so let's do one more. We're going to go back to the RF Deal Finder. 1316 Northwest 75th Terrace, Miami. All right, 100% equity. This is 33147, so I'm going to run the virtual driving for dollars here. All right. It was taken, the listing was withdrawn, I think. 2023, high distress. This is the house. Little cute castle. We call these castles in real estate, by the way, when they look like little castles like that, they're old. mean, it looks like it was renovated. Well, partially at least. And big lot. This is a wood frame house. I can just tell you by the way it's stuccoed. It's not CBS. See that? Little castle. Who gave me a thumbs down? Who gave me a thumbs down? All right, single family. Combination. Newton Gale. No loans. The last loan was in 2007. Oh, somebody passed away here. 2024, by the way. Alma. So somebody did a probate, the personal reps deed. You see it here in to Jacqueline. And that was okay. No pre-foreclosures. Here's your probate. Oh, wow. There's a quiet title, too. All right. So to Jacqueline. I don't even know how to pronounce that. To versus Corey. So a quiet title, by the way, guys, is when you file a lawsuit against someone or someone's or entities, etc., that are on the chain of title or something that's on the title commitment, and you're doing it usually for a specific reason, and you're wiping it, also known as quieting the title, so you can wipe it off, and you're getting a judge's order that says, hey, this was on title because of XYZ reason. It shouldn't be on title. Let's wipe it, and now it's clear title, so it increases the value from a title perspective. So for some reason they did this, and we're going to look it up. And let me see this. There was a judgment. So we're just going to look up this case. So let's go do that. Here we go. Hold on. Local case. I think this is 2022. Here it is. CA. Beam, beam, bomb. All right. Who are the parties? Is the right people? Estate of Jacqueline 2. So, all right. So Amanda Maxwell sued Corey 2 for whatever reason. We're going to find out why here. So canceling deed and quieting title. Oh, wow. Here we go. So the summary final judgment. Let's check this out. This cause having come... no genuine dispute to any material fact. Okay. The instant action plaintiff, Amanda Maxwell, as court-appointed personal representative of the estate of Jacqueline 2, seeks to quiet a title on a parcel allegedly conveyed to defendant Corey 2 via quitclaim deed reportedly signed by Jacqueline. Okay, so some 3 months before her death, plaintiff contends that the subject deed is an invalid conveyance of property where the property conveyed was the homestead property of Jacqueline 2 and her husband, and the deed was not signed by Newton. So, yeah, somebody did fraud. She puts in her certificate of marriage. She does this whole thing. And, yeah, so she did it. Defendant Corey 2, then represented by counsel, filed a response in opposition in which he argued that at the time Jacqueline 2 allegedly conveyed the property to Corey 2, her husband Newton Gale did not have a homestead interest in the property, and he had known an affidavit, blah, blah, blah. Wow, this is hairy. Okay, in order to avoid a summary judgment, it is defendant's Corey 2 inescapable burden to demonstrate blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, all right, this is like a chain of facts, events. Have you spoken, Alma, have you spoken to any of these leads or any of these people? Have you made calls? Or are you just doing a lot of review before making calls? Or is there something specific that you want to know about this specific lead? So a judgment was entered against the plaintiff. Did I read that right? Hold on. In favor of the plaintiff, excuse me. Plaintiff is the estate of. So the deed, so they wiped out the deed. Cool. So the rightful owner, not yet. Yes, I've made calls and left messages. Great. Keep making calls. So you got to contact the estate of Jacqueline, which was Amanda Maxwell. All right. And then they did the probate over here. Survivor heir was Jade. Is it worth pursuing? It could be 100%. 100%. I mean, there's high equity. You know, they did try to list it. It looks pretty decent, you never know. Clearly, there was some hair going on, and they tried to steal this property from her. They legally signed a deed. She did a quiet title, so she's not dumb. There's 100% equity on it. It needs some work, clearly. They tried to list it. It didn't work. I think why it didn't work was because they got caught up in this quiet title business. So it just depends on what the current status of the property is today. It's behind on taxes, yeah. That's what I was actually going to go check right now. So yeah, the property looks like it needs work. Obviously, it's old as hell too. Yeah, you can't even see past it. Let me go and do this. Again, I would call anybody who has tax delinquency, especially if it's over 1 year, especially if they have, a quiet title where somebody was trying to steal their property. So Newton Gale and Jade Sarah too. So that REM, by the way, if you ever see that on title, it stands for remainder men, which means they did a life estate. You see the LE that says life estate. So Newton Gale has a life estate, and the remainder men, in other words, the heir in this case would be Jade Sarah too. If you do that, you don't have to go through probate. Okay, it's not the same, but kind of similar to when you see a deed that says JTRS or joint tenants with right of survivorship. You can skip a probate by doing that. Another way to skip a probate is a ladybird deed. And I'm just spitting all the facts here tonight. Yeah, so I would go after this, Alma. Why not? Why not? Might not be bad. Yeah, look, she's 3 years tax delinquent. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. The deed is going to be applied for here any day now. Something is going on here where they can't figure it out. She also has a double lot, by the way. And the zoning is RU1. Okay, not a big deal. But yeah, she's got a double lot. It's 100% good. So trustees in bankruptcy. Let me see what happened here. Hold up. Oops. Midtown office lot. Personal representative deed between Amanda Maxwell's personal representative of the estate of Jacqueline II, deceased party, and Newton Gale, who's principal, and Jade Sarah II. So Newton Gale to take a life estate, you guys see here, and Jade Sarah II to take a remainderment. So you would need Newton. So Amanda acted as a personal representative and passed it on deeded it to Newton Gale and Jade Sarah II. So those are the two people that you would need right here. Jade Sarah II and Newton Gale. Those are the people that are the current owners. One of them lives inside of it. One of them does not. That's who you're looking for. It's a great lead, great example. I like it. I like it. And it's got some bones to it for sure. And they're 3 years tax delinquent. So that's who I would call. All right. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys showing up. As always, as you know, you have the QR code there. Submit your deals. I will review them live just like I did tonight. These are all really good questions. Appreciate you guys coming through. Everybody that was on the webinar yesterday was awesome. The rfdealfinder.com, that's the app if you ever want to join it. There it is. I'll see you guys tomorrow at noon. Have a great day.